Hello, Thomas. Hello, Sven. Ah, hello. Have you actually ever thought about how the leather used for your shoes and bags is produced? Here at Heinen Lederfabrik, we think about it every day. Follow me and I'll show you what we do. Our family-run tannery is now in its 4th generation. From the raw hide to the finished leather, all steps of the process take place here. It's a huge responsibility, but also a great opportunity. Just like every industry, producing leather also has an impact on the environment. At Heinen Leather, we work daily to produce our leather in an environmentally friendly, sustainable and socially acceptable way. We've called this standard Terracare. Terracare is based on 6 pillars, namely the environmental and social factors in a tannery: raw materials, byproducts, social responsibility, chemicals, water and energy. We'll show you how Terracare compares to other leathers. The difference begins with raw materials. 3/4 of cattle slaughtered throughout the world come from developing countries. There are many questions that remain unanswered about this leather. How and where did the animals grow up? How long was the journey to the slaughterhouse? And how long is it to the tannery? Was the raw hide preserved with salt, or does it arrive at the tannery untreated? With Terracare leather we can answer all of these questions. The animals come from farms in Germany and Holland. The journey to the slaughterhouse lasts no more than 2 hours. From there to our tannery, it's a maximum of 400 kilometers, and the hides are untreated and are therefore uncontaminated when we receive them. Of the raw hide, only 25% of the hide weight is used. What happens to the rest of it? Often, not a lot. Whether or not and how the byproducts are then used depends on the infrastructure and the laws in place. For Terracare, we're already using almost 100% of the hide. Aside from leather, we have biogas for electricity, gelatine, etc. Our aim is to use 100% of the hide. 75% of worldwide leather production takes place in some of the poorest countries, and most of them in unacceptable conditions. As a business, we have a social responsibility. Our CSR measures, according to German social standards, are regularly audited by an external party, and we're happy for our customers to do so too. Our employees are our most important asset. Their health and safety are at the forefront of Terracare leather production. Their daily wages exceed union requirements. As a training company, we look after our trainees. And we keep pace with the times through regular training. Also, our headquarters mean that we've been rooted in Wegberg, Germany since 1891. For us, supporting local institutions is just helping out neighbors. Water is the most important solvent in tanning. Therefore, water consumption is very high in the production of leather. This could be a problem in the future. Only 2.5% of the world's water reserves contain fresh water. Of this amount, we're only able to access 1%. Many tanneries need more than 450 litres of water per square metre of leather. With Terracare, we've been looking at ways to achieve the lowest possible consumption of water for a long time now. In figures, this means we use less than 100 litres per square metre of leather. That's a fifth of what other tanneries need. We've been able to achieve this as we have focused intensively on the topic. The water used for Terracare leather comes from groundwater. In our region, water is plentiful. In the production of Terracare leather, we do not take water from residents or farming if it's in short supply. We clean the entire water and reuse pre-treated water. Thanks to technical aids, we dispense correct and exact amounts of water. We introduce new technical facilities and always update ourselves on topics of the cleaning, conservation and reuse of water. After production, the water is cleaned so that it can be put back into the natural water cycle. Tanning requires additives such as chemicals. For example, for every kilogram of raw materials, half a kilogram of additives are used. In other words, for every square meter of finished leather, up to 4 kilograms of chemicals are needed. 15 full trucks of additives are required for a production of 70,000 square meters of leather every month. There are similar questions about the chemicals as there are about the raw materials. Where do they come from? Are they legal and registered? Do they change during the tanning process? How are they stored and used? Are they degradable? Do residues remain in the leather? Is there an alternative to this substance? In Terracare leather, instead of avoiding chemicals, we take into account and expand the RS lists to critical substances from both the EU and also from clients. All chemicals used for Terracare come from European manufacturers. We deliberately avoid substances of high concern. Storage under German law is secured in a number of ways. Fluid chemicals are automatically measured out. We adhere to the formula and protect employees from coming into contact with them. Many leather manufacturers do not know how much energy is actually needed to produce leather. Burning fuel oil or coal emits a lot of CO2. The machines are often outdated, meaning that they require more energy anyway. In many tanneries, normal energy consumption is 40 kilowatt hours per square meter of leather. Tanneries can save a lot of energy. For example, with Terracare, we only need a quarter of the energy that is usually the case. That is 9.5 kilowatt hours per square meter. With 2 thermal power stations and a condensing boiler, we are able to generate the majority of our energy ourselves. We know how much energy is needed for each step in production and how we can recover it. Also, Heinen Leather is the first tannery in the world to have received the Energy Controlled Leather Award. This means that CO2 emissions of all tanning processes are measured, including byproducts, transport and water preparation. Terracare Zero CO2 is an additional label in which we neutralize unavoidable CO2 emissions, amongst other things, through reforestation projects. With Terracare leather, the consumer chooses a high-tech leather which is produced as environmentally friendly as possible and is made in Germany.
Terracare is a unique leather, one we are proud of.